take a short break. Rod, you've come to join us. What have you got for us?
Yes, indeed. The online audience is picking up on many of the themes you're addressing tonight. So we've got a great tweet there about awesome Māori edge. Gotta love it. Obviously, picking up around colonisation, and a question there, how do we decolonise our whānau? But a nice tweet up further shortly after that, nice, decolonise our mind. And I think it sounds like Christian's been very busy at that. Then in terms of a great email question here, this is from somebody who wants to know an awful lot more about kind of how to do it. And so I was very keen to hear from you all if you've had a real special mentor that's helped you out over the years, or is there a special quote or thought that keeps you going, keeps you motivated when things get going hard? And if for would-be entrepreneurs out there, it's a couple of points of advice that you could give them just to help point them in the right direction. So I'll leave that particular email with you, so if you had a chance to offer a bit of that free advice, there'll be lots of people out there keen to hear it. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Rod. Kia ora for that. Lisa, I don't want to put you out of a job, but a great email there and some great feedback too. You know, would-be entrepreneurs who are watching this live online, some good advice for them.
Well, it's been an interesting time in the last sort of 2 to 3 years going through this recession. I mean, based on our observations, what we've seen...
Can I just ask, sorry, and here I go again interrupting, but you mentioned the recession. Are we out of the recession?
Oh, God, different commenters have said different things, and when you're looking at what's going on, the US debt crisis, it makes you a little bit more nervous as to whether we're going to get ourselves back or into a worse position than what we had been the last 2 years. So that's a hard question to answer at this point. And Europe's also not faring very well with the debt crisis. So internally within New Zealand, we're not doing bad, but I think it all hinges on what's going out there globally. So in our observations, what we've actually recommended to a lot of our clients that they think they require growth strategies, we're actually looking and advising them, actually you need to actually consolidate where you are at this point to strengthen your current infrastructure and your current resources to be able to sustain your current operations before you're looking at investing into growth. And in today's economic environment, that's something that we certainly do recommend. Yeah.
How is that advice being taken?
Well, actually, it's been quite mixed, to be quite honest.
Now, I note that Andrea and Heta are both laughing, and I'll ask them why soon. But, yeah, sorry, continue.
Well, I mean, going back to entrepreneurs, their passion, their vision, you know, for them, it is about growth. It's about making more money. But at the same time, it's being able to also give them a bit of a reality check and get them to rethink what their, or redo what we call their SWOT strategy. You know, understanding their strengths and weaknesses internally within their businesses, but also understanding what are the opportunities and threats currently out there, and how is that those opportunities and threat impact on your internal management and your decision making going forward. So what we recommend is for our business owners to redo what we call a SWOT analysis and really look at the impact of those external and internal factors within their own business.
Thanks for that, yeah. Andrea. What about those who are wanting to get into business? What's the advice for them? We're saying to current business owners and entrepreneurs at the moment, you know, tai ho, if you like, nail things down, if you like. What about those who are wanting to enter into business?
Research, research, research.
Which means what?
Research, I guess the industry you wish to pursue. What's actually happening with that industry, what's happened in that industry over the past 2 to 5 years, so what's happened with that industry going through the recession, pre-recession. Look at the size of the competitors that make up that particular industry. Also, once again, just picking up on Lisa's point, what are the strengths that you bring to the industry? What are the weaknesses? If you think of Christian's example, his greatest strength was that he had been in the game for quite a while. So he always had that experience, the skill set. There were just certain things that he lacked, which was the business acumen side of things, which was actually quite, I guess, to some degree, simple to give to somebody. It's easy, it's simple.
He just went to New York.
Well, yeah, exactly, and then he met a Jew. Best thing he ever did. Got your brother, got your back. So definitely research. Be prepared to actually go out and seek advice. There is some government funding advice out there. I mean, Te Pone Kōkiri, for example, Te Wānanga o Aotearoa have some great business-related programs that you can actually take on board. The thing I find that's interesting, though, with people who do have a business concept or a business idea, they're not prepared to some degree to give themselves the time to learn about going into business. Okay? For example, we deliver a program on behalf of Te Wānanga o Aotearoa that's a 36-week program, one night a week, and that's fully government funded. All you're committed to do is to give that 3 hours to come to a class and allow us to educate you in putting together a business plan, educate you in business acumen. I am amazed at how many people do not take that particular opportunity, because that there will give you a comprehensive business plan at the end of that 36 weeks that'll tell you, is your business idea commercially viable? So before you go pursuing it and putting in 50,000 or 100,000 and dragging your family through it, how about you learn the information first? Comes back to education. That's where it comes back to. So you don't need to go to, you don't need to go to a university to get educated. I mean, although Te Wānanga is a university, they're the Māori university. But you do need to get educated to become a business owner. It's interesting, I belong on LinkedIn, and there was a comment that came through on one of the groups that I belong to, and the question was, do entrepreneurs make lousy business owners? The short answer, yes, we do. The reason being is, and I think that's the reason why I think Lisa and I actually work so well together as business partners, because I'm the one with the crazy ideas, creative, let's get out there and do it, let's go hard, and Lisa's the accountant going, hang on a minute, what about the process, what about the system, cost-benefit analysis? And I'm like, don't worry about it, we'll make the money. Okay, so you need to have that balance, and you need to be educated in not only being entrepreneurial in spirit and mind and pursuing your passion, but you also need to have some sound structure to it. And for the majority of people embarking into business, that's what they lack, is that business structure.
Kia ora for that. Heta, in your experience and your understanding, your knowledge, where are our Māori businesses? What are our Māori entrepreneurs, if you like, what are they doing?
Oh, geez.
You know, I heard the Minister, we all heard the Minister just before, $20 billion. What are they doing?
Sort of at that entrepreneur individual level?
Yeah.
Oh, you name it. They're doing a bit of everything, to be honest.
Handbags and shoes.
Yeah, I'd say there's I deal with a lot of Māori clients who work in the creative sector. So, I mean, Māori TV sort of spurned and grew just a raft of Māori production and, you know, give an opportunity for creators to actually get their stuff out there. So that was a good catalyst to sort of get that creative sector sort of going for Māori. Design, ICT, everything, to be honest.
So there's no specific or particular area that Māori entrepreneurs seem to focus in on?
Not really, not that I've noticed, not how we would, if I was sort of to look at all the clients, all the Māori clients that we work with, if there was a trend, it would probably be in that creative and offering sort of services. But I think that's probably as a result of the fact that I work in Auckland. You know, we don't have sort of large tracts of land to sort of develop the, you know, agriculture or anything else like that. So I think regionally there's differences. So if you were to go out down the East Coast, Bay of Plenty, you'll probably find a lot of Māori sort of working in forestry, of course, or fishing, farming, etc. Auckland, creative, design, sort of, you know, working in the ICT sector is what we tend to see a lot of, and it's cool. It's they're interesting businesses, interesting business models, and just picking up on Andrea and Lisa's comments. I mean, I think step one is actually taking the time to articulate what your idea is in a plan, and start to circulate that plan around people who work in the industry, people who understand that industry, and be prepared to sort of take advice. Because people will sort of come at it from different angles. They'll say, oh, you need to have systems, or you need to check with, you know, the idea around how you're going to sort of structure that business, all those sorts of things. So but that's all good advice. It's all constructive. So yeah, write it down, start to actually set some goals around what you want to achieve, and you'll probably find things will happen a lot quicker. If that idea sits in your head just twirling around, more often than not, it won't actually see the light of day.
Christian, do you have any advice for those potential entrepreneurs?
Yes. My advice is get around people like this. Find these people, check them out, go and get the Puni Kōkiri, get the Waitakere Enterprise, get the Oka Business Solutions. Just get into your local area where business happens. You know, they're everywhere. Just get the help, and don't be afraid to ask for help. That's number one. You know, that was hard for me to go and ask help, because, you know, a guy like me thinks he knows it all. Well, guess what? When it comes to business, I didn't know much at all, but I was willing to learn, and that's what you got to have. You got to have a passion to be able to listen to someone, and really listen. I mean, you know, hear it, let it go, not just through here and out there, but hold it inside and process it, and then make the changes that you need to do. And these people know what they're doing. It works, you know. Look at me.
There's people like us that help remove a lot of the risks going into business. And I think that's probably what our job's all about, really.
Minister, if we can talk about, we've spoken, we've mentioned Tainui, we've mentioned Ngai Tahu as well, and the role of iwi and business, if you like. Iwi, especially with them being able to settle their treaty claims, and some of the tribes, at least Ngai Tahu and Tainui, are good examples of iwi who have settled their treaty claims and who are doing well, and who are at the table, if you like. How much, though, responsibility do you think iwi have in getting their membership into business?
Oh, total large, and I think that's what they're doing. They're starting to start up small businesses within their business and lead that. I think if you've got to look at how far iwi have come themselves. In 1980, parliamentarians didn't even know the name of more than 3 iwi. Never traded with them anything. Now the iwi leaders can ring the Prime Minister and say, let's have a hui. You know, I mean, that's how far we've come. It's really great. And so they're using their settlements positively, and a lot of it is in the primary produce area, of course, because they own the land, the stock and stuff like this, forests and that. But a lot of it is not. It's in technology and so on. And I think that's one of the things that we have to look at, is the changing world economy, globalization, and the movement, shifting of power and economy in the world.
Because I don't think it would be remiss of us to overlook the fact that some tribes have struggled with this sudden wealth that's been created for them or given to them through treaty settlements.
Right, and they've been able to now come back at it a different way and latch on to partnerships, if you like, with other iwi. See, this question of selling SOEs, and everyone's saying, don't sell our country away. Sell it to iwi, then it's here forever. And it gives them that economic security and base as well. So, I mean, this is the kind of way iwi are taking a very responsible look at our economy and their people.
If we look, for example, you know, our Prime Minister, his party, they want to sell off a few of the SOEs, a few of our state-owned assets. Are you encouraging them to be speaking to Māori?
Totally. We're trying to open up a way where there are automatic shares that go to iwi that they can buy into. And iwi themselves are saying, look, some of us have got the capital, we should put in a pool so that those who haven't got their settlements yet can actually reserve a space, and it can be bought by this capital, and they can buy it when they get their settlement.
Do you think they should be given first right, if you like?
Well, they do. They most certainly do. And I think that there is a claim in there for them to be given a priority.
Do you support that?
Oh, totally. But I also support the right of the mum and dad, ordinary New Zealander, also to invest in their life for their families and so on. That's really important too.
So it's not just about iwi, but it is about mum and dad.
It's about New Zealand. But, you know, there is a way there that the good thing about Māori buying them, they won't sell them. They will not sell those vital assets of our country. They'll keep them in this country, and they won't end up in Asia or somewhere else. And that's got to be good.